obligation refunding school bonds, Series 2012B, Paris Union School District 95, Edgar County, Illinois. I'd ask the board to approve that resolution as well.
Any discussion? If not, Arbuckle?
Yes.
Bailey? Isaac?
Yes.
Tuttle?
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Okay, if there are no other questions for Kevin, he could start back to Chicago.
Okay. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, the next item on the agenda, we have a resignation to bring to the board. You have included in your packet a letter of resignation from Sue Furnish dated May 7th, 2012 from District 95 Board of Education. I would ask the board accept Sue's resignation. And prior to that, I will tell you that Sue we do have a plaque for her, but we will either be presenting that. She will be attending either the June 11th meeting or the July meeting to receive that plaque. So I'd ask the board to accept the resignation of Sue Furnish.
So moved.
Any discussion? If not, Arbuckle?
Yes.
Bailey? Isaac?
Yes.
Tuttle?
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Okay. Next, under employment, you have included in your packet a recommendation from Mrs. Ogle to employ Ashley Mayer to fill the band director's position at Mayo Middle School. She's been subbing in that position since February, covering maternity leave for Abby Hauser. At this time, we'd ask the board to approve the employment of Ashley Mayer to serve as band director at Mayo Middle School for the 12-13 school year.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, Arbuckle?
Yes.
Bailey? Isaac?
Yes.
Tuttle?
Yes.
Davis is yes.
And next we have employment of a special education teacher for Mayo Middle School. Mrs. Ogle's recommending the employment of someone to fill a vacancy that was left by Veronica Simpson that we accepted at the last meeting. She's recommending Heather McCluskey Bohack for the BD position at Mayo Middle School for the 2012-13 school year. She has been serving as an assistant in the classroom for behavior disorders for 13 years, and went back and got her degree, so she'll still be as a beginning teacher with lots of good experience for us. So I ask the board to approve the employment of Heather McCluskey Bohack.
So moved.
Any discussion? If not, Arbuckle?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Isaac?
Yes.
Tuttle?
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Okay, you also have a list of the extra duty assignments for Mayo Middle School for the 12-13 school year. I'd ask the board to approve that list. You want to make a motion now?
Yes. So moved.
Okay.
Here's second. Any discussion? If not, Arbuckle?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Isaac?
Yes.
Tuttle?
Abstain.
Davis is yes.
Okay. The next, due to some recent legislation on the Healthy Kids Act at the food service level, we will need to increase our lunch prices by 10% to accommodate for the state requirements for that program. And they,
Is that 10 cents or 10?
does say 10%?
Yes.
10 cents. On the lunch price. Well, it's might not be much more than 20%, I guess. We would go from $1.90 to $2 on the lunch prices for the 2012-13 school year. I'd ask the board to approve the 10-cent increase in lunch prices.
So moved.
Any discussion? If not, Arbuckle?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Isaac?
Yes.
Tuttle?
Yes.
Davis is yes.
And next, included the schedule for Edgar County prevailing wage rates, as well as a resolution. At this time, I ask the board to approve resolution to adopt the 2012 Edgar County prevailing wage rates for the next school year.
So moved.
Any discussion? If not, Arbuckle?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Isaac?
Yes.
Tuttle?
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Okay, the way this is worded, on the fuel bid, maybe that's why people were asking, it's at 3 cents over, is Jerry here? Over rack price,
Correct.
right, not the fuel pump price. And I think we put in here, maybe that's why people were asking me. It's the rack price, so that's different. Walmart, you can get 3 cents off the pump price, but on the fuel bid, from Illini IFS, which used to, we could go between Landman and Illini, well now they're one and the same. So, they are once again offering us the 3 cents under rack price for our fuel. So I would ask the board to approve Illini IFS as a district fuel provider for the 12-13 school year.
I have a question on that. Jerry, how much lower is the rack price than the average pump price?
It's a weekly price, and I cannot answer that, but I can ask. I
Still
guess
cheaper.
every, I'll say Monday or Tuesday, it comes out.
It's like from, they don't create it, but it just comes out to them, so.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion? If not, Arbuckle?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Isaac?
Yes.
Tuttle?
Yes.
Davis is yes.
We used to, through the balls, I'll just explain that a little bit, we used to, in our contract, they bought their own fuel, and we would have a fuel escalator clause. So at the end of the year, depending on what gas prices did, they are a non-for-profit, so they paid regular price. So if it would, go up to $4 a gallon, then we paid that $6,000 difference at the end of the year or whatever. And many years ago, we decided we should look into purchasing our own fuel. We didn't really want to have a tank. Crestwood has a tank, they have their own bus fleet, because of EPA requirements and different issues there. So that's when we started bidding, and of course then we don't pay the tax. So not only do we get the rack price, but we also save the tax. So it was really, it's a good thing for the district. Wish we had a little more competition. So that's still a good rate, but we really don't have a lot of sources local where the buses can pull in and use diesel. So. Okay, next we have a donation from Mr. and Mrs. Chuck Can. Chuck brought up at the last board meeting that he would like to donate $500 to the district to be used to honor volunteers for District 95. I would ask that the board accept the $500 donation from Karen and Charles Hand, and he's got it with him this evening. If you want to take a picture of that, you can take a picture of that. So,
Second.
Any discussion? If not, Arbuckle?
yes.
Bailey? Isaac?
Yes.
Tuttle?
Yes.
Davis is yes, and we thank you very much. Okay.
They're probably at one. She'll give it to Aaron.
It will bounce.
Okay.
Well, now it does.
I thought I saw it jump.
Bouncing around the room.
That was the wind.
No. They'll stop paving over there.
Yeah.
That would cost more.
Probably. We also have a donation of $50 from Pierman Pharmacy and $50 from the Paris Clinic Pharmacy to the Mayo Art Program in recognition of the 2012 Edgar County Student Art Show. In that art show, Mayo received the best overall school display recognition. So, and the certificate for that was enclosed. So I would ask the board to accept that, the donation from Pierman Pharmacy and from the Paris Clinic Pharmacy.
So moved.
Any discussion? If not, Arbuckle?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Isaac?
Yes.
Tuttle?
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Okay, under informational, we will post, and I've sent most of you information for a special board meeting on June 11th at 4 prior to the co-op meeting. We will more than likely pass our transportation contract at that time and a few other items. So, and our architects will be there at 5 o'clock that evening at the co-op high school meeting and the construction management to go over the budgets and the schematics and all for the high school, more finalized for them to review that evening. So I would expect most all of Crestwood board members will be there as well as 95s over and above the co-op board.
And is that meeting going to be at our 4 o'clock meeting?
I think we'll have it at the high school, and I've asked Doug about that, and even if we may even go to room 11, just depending if he's got his set up, which is right behind the library there, but we will post where that is, and we'll put in there what room once Dave tells me which one's best for him.
I've had some community members approach me about wanting to see the drawings of the new school.
This
So,
is a great
right,
time.
so I have encouraged
I
them
would
to come.
encourage anyone to come that's interested in the budgetary figures and everything that night. They will have a pretty lengthy discussion that evening. So I wanted to remind you of that. Dave's also preparing his high school budget. That's another thing we'll pass that evening. Is usually he prepares his and both full boards. Crestwood and 95 pass the co-op budget since the money's coming from both boards. So he'll have that budget completed by that evening as well. So we should be able to bring that for the board for approval. And the next item that is on the agenda is bid acceptance. That was something that we opened bids for the bathroom project at Mayo Middle School, and Sam's here this evening. We held a bid opening Thursday at 2 p.m. for the Mayo bathroom remodel. The low bid was $102,890 from Folks Construction. We have...
107.
Oh, 107? Why was I 102? Okay.
Sorry.
No,
I'm sorry, I interrupted.
no, it wasn't.
That was Clubsy.
No, it's 102.
107.
I've got the sheet.
Okay, sorry about it.
It was 102 and then 107 and then I'm sure.
I was right in front of me, but okay.
What it says is if the, I guess
We
the
go to
reference-
class six.
if the references don't
107
check out.
I think, there's one up on the file cabinet, though, in Edwin's office, I believe. The sheet I can tell, but you might want to go look at first. Just to be sure. Did I put the tally sheet in yours, or just my figures in yours? Okay, so maybe it is 107, but Sam's usually right on his figures, but I thought we got it at 102.
Where's that from? Where are they
They're
from?
in Mattoon.
You are correct.
Say, for
Like
once,
always.
I said Sam's usually always
I'm
right.
trying to be sure.
They're from Mattoon, Sam?
Yes.
Yeah, Mattoon, they're a fairly new company, but references were checked out, and they were the low bid, and they've done some good projects, so there's no reason we would not go with the low bidder. But we always check references once we get the bids anyway, just for some reason, if there's a reason we need to go to the next
Are
highest
we gonna
bid.
have somebody that will receive on our end that they do what,
We've got usually our architects here for most of that, which,
will they be there?
yeah.
And me.
Yeah, Sam and the architect, for that amount of project, that's usually all we need. But we were real pleased with the bids, and so at this time, I would ask that the board approve the $102,890 bid from Folks Construction for the Mayo bathroom remodel.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, Arbuckle,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Okay, we were recognized for our PBIS participation for our positive behavioral intervention and support program that we have had in place for all of our schools, for the 3 buildings. So we did get certificates for our participation in that, and I think it's really helped in all of our buildings. We've seen our discipline problems handled in a different way, I believe, from our end, and we've seen students who are much more aware of the rules, because we actually teach the rules and we model the rules. So I think it's been a really positive program for the district. So I did want to mention that. And that's the end of the superintendent's agenda.
Do we have any committee reports this evening?
Building commission report.
Okay.
We met on Thursday, May 10th. Mr. Roberts went over his summer work projects. We have a project on repairing the roof on the Willis Center. We have a project that will oil and chip here on this property, the roads. We will blacktop and seal the lots at all 3 schools. The Mayo bathroom remodeling, which we just talked about. We will paint the insides of both elementary buildings, and we have other general repairs and maintenance. And of course, Sam is here. If anybody has any questions, I'm sure he can give you details.
Yes, sir.
He's went through a lot of trouble this year on the painting.
How do you come out on
Color
your
coordinating this year.
commercial bidding for the painting as opposed to the other option?
It turned out well. It was high, so we're just kind of waiting. We'll probably do one building with them
got some ideas for different, I don't know, we had somebody come in and look at just the
Color
different
schemes.
color schemes and things for the building, so I think it'll be really nice when it's.
Extremely nice.
Okay, public hearings and petitions, unfinished business, matters for follow-up, new business, right to revert to prior business. Do we have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Arbuckle,
Yes.
Bailey, Isom, Tuttle,
Yes.
Davis is yes, meeting is adjourned.